I mean, everyone does their own business, but apart from Noah Lyles, he pretty much puts me under his wing, so he's a great guy, and he's the only one I pretty much need for sure. Okay. Obviously lucky.
Gout Gout just said that Noah Lyles puts him under his wing, and the 17-year-old Australian has everyone in athletics talking. At his first World Championships, this teenager didn't just survive, he made it look easy. The hype around Gout Gout has been building for months. This isn't just another promising teenager. We're talking about someone who holds the Australian 200-meter record at just 17 years old, running 20.02 seconds back in June. To put that in perspective, that's the second fastest time ever run by someone under 18. Ever. But here's the thing about hype. It can crush you when it matters most. And Wednesday night at Japan's National Stadium was the moment that mattered most. Gout's first major international race, the World Championships, the biggest stage in athletics outside of the Olympics. Walking into that stadium, Gout knew all eyes were on him. The comparisons to Usain Bolt have been constant, and for good reason. Same tall frame, same upright running style, same explosive finishing kick. But comparisons only get you so far when the gun goes off. Speaking about the pressure before his race, Gout kept it simple. He said,
even though this is the biggest stage in the world, you just got to go out there, treat it like a training session, and just go out there and have some fun.
Easy to say, harder to do when you're in lane 8 with 50,000 people watching your every move. The race itself told an interesting story. When the gun fired, Jamaica's Brian Level took off like a rocket. This guy means business. He's run 19.69 seconds this year and wasn't about to let some teenager steal his thunder. Level caught up to Gout on the inside and pulled ahead around the bend. For a moment, it looked like the pressure might be getting to the young Australian. He was stuck behind the field, and Zimbabwe's Makana Kaishe Charamba was making his move too. But then something clicked for Gout. The start's obviously not my strong suit, but as soon as I get into running, I'm chilling, Gout explained after the race. And that word, chilling, perfectly captures what happened next. Instead of panicking, instead of forcing it, Gout found his rhythm and started moving through the field. By the time they hit the home straight, it was clear that Gout belonged. He powered past several runners and secured third place with a time of 20.23 seconds. Not his personal best, but more than good enough to automatically qualify for the semifinals. Here's where it gets interesting, though. After crossing the line, Gout looked completely relaxed. While other athletes were bent over, gasping for air, he was standing tall, barely breathing hard. When asked about it, he was brutally honest about his strategy. I felt that in my heat, everyone wasn't up against me apart from the top two, so I just hit cruise control the last 50, last 30, and just got the big Q. That's what I needed, he said. Think about that for a second. This kid analyzed the race mid-sprint, realized he had third place locked up, and decided to save energy for the next round. That's not teenage thinking, that's veteran racecraft. But let's talk about that relationship with Noah Lyles. The American superstar, who's chasing his fourth straight world title in the 200 meters, has apparently taken Gout under his wing. This isn't just some casual mentorship either. Lyles advanced to the semis with a smooth 19.99, looking every bit the champion he is. Lyles has been vocal about wanting to grow the sport, and taking a rising star like Gout Gout under his wing makes perfect sense. The American knows what it's like to handle pressure and expectations, something Gout is definitely learning about. "It's a great experience for me running against the big dogs," Gout said, and you could hear the genuine excitement in his voice. "Some of them I admired when I was younger, so I'm just focusing on my lane." The semifinal draw, however, presents a massive challenge. Gout landed in what might be the toughest heat possible. He'll face Olympic champion Letsile Tebogo from Botswana, plus that same Brian Level who outran him in the heats. 5 of the 9 runners in his semifinal have broken 20 seconds before. Only 2 advance automatically, with 2 more advancing on time. The math is brutal. Gout's 20.23 ranked him 12th overall in the heats. To make the final, he'll likely need to run under 20 seconds for the first time in legal win conditions. His previous sub-20 times were all win-assisted and don't count for records. Sub-20, that's the goal. So let's see in the semi. Gout said with the confidence that's become his trademark. Just run with freedom. Free hit and just go out. Run like a horse. Run like the wind. That confidence isn't misplaced either. Looking at the technical side of his heat race, Gout actually had the best reaction time at 0.144 seconds. His start wasn't the problem. It was his positioning coming off the turn. World Athletics timing showed him dead last at the 30-meter mark, which makes his recovery even more impressive. The Usain Bolt comparisons keep coming, but Gout has already done something Bolt couldn't. When Bolt made his major championship debut at the 2004 Olympics, he was eliminated in the first round. Gout advanced on his first try. He is the GOAT, Gout said about Bolt, who was actually in the stadium watching. He's the athlete everyone looks up to, so I just gotta keep looking up to him and try to be like him. What makes this story even better is Gout's background. His parents fled South Sudan during the Civil War, eventually settling in Australia in 2006. Now their son is representing Australia at the World Championships, running times that would have won gold medals just a few decades ago. The kid is still in high school, too. He'll return to Ipswich Grammar School after these championships to finish his final exams. Most 17-year-olds are worried about prom and graduation. Gout is out here running against the fastest men on the planet and holding his own. Australia's sprinting program is clearly doing something right. Tori Lewis also advanced to the 200-meter semifinals on the women's side, running a personal best 22.56 seconds. She finished second in her heat behind Britain's Dina Asher-Smith, showing that Australia's sprint future is bright across the board. The semi-final takes place Thursday night at 10:09 p.m. Australian time. Gout will line up in lane 4, right in the thick of the action. The pressure will be enormous, but if Wednesday night taught us anything, it's that this kid thrives under pressure. Obviously, there's going to be expectation wherever I go, Gout acknowledged. I've just got to get out there and do my thing and have a bit of fun. Whether he makes the final or not, Gout has already made his mark. He's shown he belongs on the biggest stage, earned the respect of established champions like Noah Lyles, and given athletics fans around the world a glimpse of what the future holds. The relationship with Lyles could be huge for Gout's development. Having a mentor who's been through the pressure, who knows what it takes to win at the highest level, that's invaluable for a young athlete. And if Lyles really is taking him under his wing, then Gout's learning from the absolute best. Thursday's semifinal will tell us a lot about what kind of athlete Gout really is. Can he handle the pressure when the margins get even smaller? Can he find that extra gear needed to run under 20 seconds? Most importantly, can he prove that all the hype is justified? One thing's for sure, the athletics world will be watching, and based on what we saw Wednesday night, Gout is ready for whatever comes next. Whether he's chilling at the finish line or running like the wind down the home straight, this kid has already shown he's something special.
It's all about getting everything right. You know what I mean? It's never just easy. It's always easier when you're younger because I was there. I used to do great things when I was young, but...
A warning from the fastest man alive has shocked the track world. Usain Bolt isn't staying quiet and his message is clear. He's talking straight to 17-year-old sprint star Gout. As the hype around the young Aussie explodes, Bolt's words have fans and experts on edge, wondering what the legend sees coming next. Gout has been turning heads and smashing records, with some in Australia already whispering Olympic gold in 2032. But Bolt has just issued a reality check that has fans and experts holding their breath. Talent alone isn't enough, Bolt declared in Tokyo ahead of the upcoming World Championships. It's never just easy. That message cuts through the hype. Because while Gout's times are electrifying, Bolt knows better than anyone what it really takes to transform early promise into world domination. Born in Ipswich, Queensland in 2007, Gout has quickly risen from local school meets to the global spotlight. At just 16, he ran 20.04 seconds in the 200 meters, shattering a national record that had stood since 1968. A few months later, he lowered it again to 20.02 at the Ostrava Golden Spike meet in June. And if that wasn't enough, he's clocked 2 wind-assisted sub-20-second times, 19.84 and 19.98. While not legal due to tailwind thresholds, these runs proved one thing. Gout has the raw speed to compete with the best. He now ranks in the top 7 all-time globally for under-20s in the 200 meters. And remember, he's still in high school. Australian media have already crowned him the future of sprinting. Coaches call him the real deal. Fans are comparing his stride and style to none other than Bolt himself. But is the pressure too much too soon? The comparisons are inevitable. Gout's upright running form, High knee lift and explosive acceleration are eerily similar to Bolt's legendary style. Gout even acknowledged the parallels in an interview, saying, "Although I do run like Usain Bolt, I do maybe look like him in a couple of ways. I'm just trying to be myself." But Bolt's message was anything but romantic. "He's very talented with the times he's running now," Bolt said, "but the transition from junior to senior is always tougher." Bolt emphasized that talent, while vital, is only one piece of the puzzle. What matters more is what surrounds it: coaching, focus, mental resilience, and the ability to deal with pressure. "It's all about getting everything right," Bolt explained. "It's all about if you get the right coach, the right people around you, if you're focused enough." Coming from anyone else, this might have sounded like generic advice. But Bolt isn't just a retired sprinter, he's the gold standard of track success. He set the world ablaze by breaking the 100-meter and 200-meter world records and winning double Olympic gold in Beijing at age 22. And he knows firsthand how brutal the leap to elite competition can be. Bolt himself didn't dominate globally until he was well into his 20s. Before that, he faced his own setbacks, injuries, and growing pains. Gout, meanwhile, is already being thrown into the fire. He's set to debut at the World Championships in Tokyo this week, going head-to-head with the likes of Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek in the 200 meters. And that's where Bolt's concern comes in. Because for all the praise and records, Gout is still a teenager. Gout Gout isn't just competing, he's also juggling high school, media requests, fan expectations, and a future that some already see mapped out. He's been called the next Bolt, and many predict he'll take gold at the 2032 Brisbane Olympics. But managing that pressure is a whole different race. "In the moment, it feels great because everyone wants to be compared to Usain," Gout admitted, "but at times it does get a bit overwhelming." Fortunately, Gout has built a strong circle around him. His longtime coach, Di Shepherd, was the first to tell him he could be great. His agent, James Templeton, has shielded him from media exposure for the past 18 months to preserve his normalcy. Even his name has sparked attention. Some say it should be spelled Gout, not Gout, to reflect its South Sudanese origins. But his camp has confirmed it'll remain Gout Gout for now. Gout's next test is the 200 meters at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. Ranked 16th internationally, he's the youngest in the top tier by nearly 4 years. Most of the field consists of seasoned Olympians. But legendary Aussie commentator Bruce McAvaney isn't ruling him out. It's possible for him to reach the 200-meter final in Tokyo, which would be an extraordinary achievement at his age. Even Usain Bolt couldn't do that. Even if Gout doesn't medal, the world will be watching every stride. Can he keep up with Noah Lyles, who's defending his world title? Can he outrun Bednarek, the 2-time Olympic silver medalist? It's a tall order, but Bolt has made it clear this is where we'll find out what Gout's really made of. Bolt's caution isn't criticism, it's mentorship. He sees potential. He's rooting for Gout, but he's also seen too many young stars burn out. That's why his advice is grounded in reality. Surround yourself with the right people, stay humble, train smart, and don't get swept up in the hype. You want athletes to do well. The more athletes do well, the bigger the sport is, Bolt said. And I'm always a supporter of track and field getting bigger and doing bigger things. Gout's response: stay relaxed, stay focused, power through. My top-end speed is my secret, he said. So I've just got to focus on the first 100, the first 50. Once I get out of that bend, I know I can run people down. Born to South Sudanese parents who moved to Australia in 2006, Gout grew up in Ipswich, just an hour outside Brisbane. He was first spotted at a school athletics carnival in 2020. By 12, he was racing at elite school meets. At 13, he joined Shepherd's squad. And at 16, he signed a sponsorship deal with Adidas. In between, he grabbed silver at the World Junior Championships in Lima, Peru. He raced Lyles in the US and returned home to dominate Australia's open track season. At the Australian Championships, he won the 200 meters, cementing his status as the country's top young sprinter. Now, with Tokyo just days away, the stage is set. Regardless of his result at the Worlds, Gout Gout is just getting started. The road to 2032 is long, and Bolt's warning may be exactly what he needs to stay on course. The challenge isn't just physical, it's mental. The real race is in staying grounded, training smart, and rising without burning out. With the right guidance, Gout could become the face of a new generation of sprinters. But the window is narrow and the margin for error is thin. One wrong turn, too much pressure, poor coaching, injuries, and the story could change fast. That's why Bolt's message matters. It's not fear, it's foresight. Because if Gout listens, if he adjusts, if he stays the course, then maybe, just maybe, we're witnessing the birth of something truly historic. And who better to hand him the baton than Usain Bolt himself? This 6-year-old kid just qualified for the World Championships by beating some of the fastest runners on Earth. Cooper Lutkenhaus was sitting in 7th place with 200 meters left in the race, and nobody thought he had a chance to win anything. On the 3rd of August 2025, at the USA Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon, this Texas teenager did something that nobody saw coming. Cooper was sitting in 7th place with just 200 meters left in the men's 800-meter final. The race looked over for him. 4 favorites had broken away from the pack, and Cooper seemed too far back to matter.
And we are so excited because you have been on a tear lately, 800-meter specialist. Tell us a little bit what you're going to be doing this weekend.
At Nike Nationals 800 on Saturday. Planning to go out there, run as fast as possible.
But then something incredible happened. Instead of giving up, Cooper launched into what can only be described as an impossible kick. He started passing people one by one, catching seasoned professionals who had been running at the elite level for years. In those final 200 meters, Cooper ran past Brandon Miller, an Olympic athlete. He flew by Josh Hoey, the reigning world indoor champion. He even caught Bryce Hoppel, who holds the American record in the 800 meters. When Cooper crossed the finish line in 2nd place, his time read 1:42.27. That's not just fast for a teenager, that's the 4th fastest time ever run by an American and the 6th fastest in the entire world this year. Cooper's reaction said it all. After crossing the line, he put his hands on his head in complete shock. When reporters asked him about it, he could barely find words. "I don't know if there's words for it right now, but just made the team," Cooper said, still trying to process what had just happened. "I wasn't supposed to make the team. A lot of people didn't think I'd make the finals." So being able to do that is just a special moment. To understand how crazy this performance really was, you need to know the numbers. Cooper's 1:42.27 smashed the previous world record for athletes under 18 years old. The old record was 1:43.37, set by Ethiopia's Mohamed Aman back in 2011. Cooper didn't just break it Pravel, he destroyed it by over a full second, which in the 800 meters is like winning by a football field. But here's what makes this even more incredible. Cooper improved his personal best by more than 3 seconds in one race. 3 seconds might not sound like much, but in elite running, that's enormous. To put it in perspective, Cooper's time would have been the American record just 1 year ago. This wasn't just a good day, this was a performance that rewrote the record books. Cooper comes from a family where running fast is basically in the DNA. His dad George ran the 800 meters in college at the University of North Texas and also competed in cycling at the state level. His mom Tricia was a state qualifier in the 4x400 relay when she was in high school. His older brother Andrew placed 4th at the state meet and won bronze at a national championship before joining Tulsa University's track team. Even his other brother, George Jr., is an athlete, though he chose swimming and competes for Adams State University. Cooper started making records early. Back in 8th grade, he was already winning national championships, taking titles at both the Brooks PR Invitational and Nike Outdoor Nationals. By age 14, he earned a spot in Nike's elite program, which only selects 40 high school athletes across the entire country each year. This program provides mentorship, equipment, and opportunities to compete at the highest level. During his freshman year of high school, Cooper went undefeated in the 800 meters. He won 3 national meets and a Texas state title, running 1:49.84. At the Brooks PR Invitational that year, he set records for freshmen and for the entire state of Texas with a time of 1:47.58.